Now, your world changed quite dramatically 7 years ago. Thanks to Mr. Steve Jobs, 7 years ago, the iPhone was created. And you suddenly had access to something that you never had access to before. You had access to the entire World Wide Web of information in the palm of your hand. So wherever you went, the web went with you. And your mind became like an insatiable beast that devoured everything that you fed it. Instagram, Viber, Voxer, Haytel, Kik, Facebook, text messages, emails, Twitter, blogs. Oh yeah. Your mind went for it. Now I have a question for you. Who here today, raise your hands, has checked any of these information sources so far? Let's put up a hand. Who's been on an email, a text, a Facebook, a Twitter? Have a look around. Now let's look back the entire history of the human civilization. We're going to go back a mere 20 years. The click of a finger, the blink of an eyelid. 20 years. If this was 1992, you wouldn't have even received a text message. The first text message was sent in 1993. So how much information have you had to digest, process, and absorb? It's not even 11 o'clock yet. So do you see what's happening? We're getting overwhelmed with a tidal wave of information. We're getting removed further and further from the present and the world around us. Now I have another question for you. You don't have to put up your hand for this one. Who here today saw the sunrise, sober? That discounts most of you. Felt the warm, nourishing rays of sunlight, smelt a flower, touched a leaf, felt the grass, saw the clouds, heard the birds, felt the wind brush your cheek, and offered gratitude to the exquisite beauty of the world around you. Because without it, you simply don't even exist. The rate of change is speeding up. I'm sure you realize that now. The flow of information is increasing. We are struggling to keep balance through all of this. Dr. Bruce Lipton from the Stanford Medical School, he said that 95% of all sickness is a product of stress. And what is stress? Stress is simply an imbalance. Simply an imbalance. So how are we going to do this? How are we going to develop a relationship? How are we going to live harmoniously with ourselves and in the flow of information? We're not going to go live in a cave, and information is not going to go away. So we have to find a way to live harmoniously with the two. Now, many years ago, I didn't use stillness sessions as my tool of choice for stress management. Many years ago, I was a nervous wreck of a gun broker on trading room floors in finance. My tools of choice back then were cocaine, ecstasy, speed, acid, alcohol, partying, late nights, very little sleep, hard work, and adrenaline. I was a mad adrenaline junkie. Now, how sustainable was this? Well, let's just say that I persisted for quite some time until one day, in a panic attack and depression-induced meltdown, I fell into an incredibly deep, dark hole.